I did my master and PhD from Institute of Zoology, the Chinese Academy of Science at Beijing. So, which is very close. It's next to the Olympic Village, the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games. And during my master and PhD, my thesis work mainly focused on the role of TSC1, which is a negative regulator of mTOR complex 1, on T cell homeostasis and function. As you could imagine, mTOR1 is very important, is heavily engaged in controlling cell metabolism and cell growth and proliferation. And I obtained my PhD in 2011, and I stayed for another 6 or 7 months to search for my postdoc. And at that time, which is the time whether like the tumor immunology and immunotherapy is really moving forward. And so I made the firm decision that I should do something related to tumor immunology or immunotherapy for my postdoc. So that's why I applied for some labs in USA and some labs in Europe, and I decided to join the group of Professor Pedro Romero at Ludwig Cancer Research at the University of Lausanne, Switzerland. So, which is a very good place for tumor immunology. And this is also the first place where CD8 T cells and the killing assay was set up. And it's one of the most significant center for cancer immunology or immunotherapy, at least in Europe or in the world even. Yeah. So, I joined the lab at February 2012, and then I mainly focus on CD8 T cell differentiation and how to improve the quality of the CD8 T cells to really to improve the therapeutic effects against cancer or chronic infections. And also, as you know, the T cell fate decision is really tightly regulated at multiple levels, and either the T cell receptor, co-stimulation, cytokine, all shape the T cell differentiation status. And importantly, T cells, like other cells, like cancer cells or some other, most of the cells, they need sense also the nutrient level, extracellular, how much nutrient you have, and also you could coordinate intracellularly to really to coordinate the metabolic programs to fulfill the proliferation or the effector function for T cells to really to do their jobs. Yeah. I think regarding the tumor immunology field, I think we are facing a lot of challenges, and there are many challenges than the achievement we have made. And I think one of the most important things is we have to understand really the mechanisms why most of the cancer patients they cannot respond to cancer immunotherapy. As you know, anti-PD-1 or anti-PD-L1, they are very powerful in a certain fraction of the cancer patients, but only like 20% of the cancer patients they could benefit from the anti-PD-1 treatment. But why the majority, like around 80% of the patients, they cannot respond well to the antibody or T cell therapies. So what are the key mechanisms for the primary resistance or adaptive resistance? Why? We have to understand. Then we can really to target this resistance mechanism to find new therapeutic targets to improve the therapeutic efficacy of the ICB or CAR-T or other treatment modalities. And also, I think some other points like like T cell is very important for mounting effective anti-tumor immunity. But most of the time, when T cells enter the tumor microenvironment, somehow they are not really functional normally. They undergo like so-called exhaustion, so they cannot do the killing problem. Yeah, they have the problem to kill the cancer cells. So one of the challenges for why T cells they cannot do their job properly is the tumor microenvironment is really very immunosuppressive, and they have a lot of immunosuppressive cytokines and accumulation of lots of metabolites, for example, and they all like hinder the effective anti-tumor immunity. So these are all quite big challenges. But beyond T cell and tumor microenvironment, we have also other like systemic factors like obesity, like mental stress, like hormone or neurotransmitters or microbiota. These whole body factors, they are also critically shaping the T cell and tumor response. We have to understand all these key steps, and then probably we can design novel therapeutic strategies against cancer. Yeah. Yeah, this is a recent study we have published in Cellular and Molecular Immunology. And actually, this is a collaboration with one of my friends who is working at Suzhou Medical University. And he's very keen on, like newly described protein modification in tumor or in immune system. So we have discussed a lot, and we actually found, like one metabolite is a malonate. Malonate is really the key substrate for mounting protein myelination. So this is a new form of protein, post-translational modification. We have a lot of protein modification like phosphorylation, like lactylation, a lot of recently described modification forms, but the myelination is really a new form. And the role of protein myelination in T cell differentiation is unclear. So we don't know anything about whether protein myelination was playing a role in CD8 T cell memory differentiation. So we treat T cells with sodium malonate, and we found they could really increase the protein myelination levels and enhance the memory differentiation. And what is more important is this sodium malonate treated T cells, if you transfer into tumor bearing mice or you transfer into naive mice, then you give a primary like bacteria or viral infection, they could really mount more effective, like so-called the recall response. So the recall response is one of the key quality of the memory T cells. So this is very important because for cancer immunotherapy, in particularly for CAR T cell therapy or TCR T cell therapy, so generation of effective memory T cells is really important. So that's why we think this is highly relevant for designing novel therapeutic strategies by increasing the CD8 T cell differentiation. Once you have good T cells, you have good memory T cells. If you do the adoptive transfer, you can have you can achieve better anti-tumor effects. So that's why we are trying to put these findings into more translational manner. Yeah. I think I did my master and PhD. Normally, the master PhD program takes like 5 years, but I did 7 years for master and PhD, and then I spent like 6 years in Lausanne for my postdoc, and then I come back to Suzhou to set up my own group. So I think one of the most important lessons I was learning is you have to think critically. You have to ask really the important and the right questions, and you are not afraid of to really challenge the existing theories or ideas. Already some big guys in the field, they have their own hypotheses, but sometimes maybe they are right, maybe they are not right. So you have to challenge. You have to really to ask the right questions. I think that's quite important. And also I'm quite lucky because I was working in a good environment, which was really like supportive and open-minded. Like my postdoc mentor, Pedro Romero, he is the founding editor-in-chief of the Journal for Immunotherapy of Cancer. So this journal was like set up like 2000, I think 2010 or 11, and he was really a great guy to support me. And my time in Lausanne, Switzerland, I think was really formative, and it's really where I began to I mean to shape my own research direction. I continue most of the projects. Like it's an extension of my postdoc work in Lausanne. So another question is, my advice for early career researchers. I think you have to be like stay focused on important questions. You have to set up your own mind to really to solve the key problems, the meaningful problems. I mean, a lot of researchers, a lot of scientists, they are working hard, but I mean, I'm not sure whether the projects they are doing is really translational, is really important, because like for tumor immunologists, I would say I would set up a lot of collaboration with clinicians. You can really solve the clinical problems. That's the most relevant to improve the immunotherapy. And also you have to be persistent. You have to you don't be discouraged by failure, because for doing experiment you always have failures, but it doesn't mean failures sometimes could give you a lot of information. You can be successful step by step. Yeah, that's it. And also another important point, I think you have to communicate well with your colleagues, with your mentors, with your friends. Like doing experiments is really painful, it's really hard, but you need to discuss a lot with your colleagues. You discuss a lot of things maybe you are not familiar, but your colleagues might be have a good expertise in one direction. You are good at another direction, and then you can do very good collaboration to solve really the key problems. That's it. Yeah. I think the journal, the name of the journal is very interesting because it connects a very important field. It's like aging is one emerging field, and also cancer research is another important field. So I would say one of the most important areas right now is I think to look at immunosenescence or immunoaging, because you know everyone will be aging, right? But aging of the immune system probably is one of the driving factors of the whole body aging. Like everyone, we have the thymus just above our heart. So the thymus is the place, is the site for T cells. So T cells are all generated, all educated in thymus. So they have a very good training there. Then they know which antigens are self, which antigens are non-self, are foreign antigens you have to fight, and for the self antigens you have to be tolerant. And also, increasing evidence has clearly demonstrated that like the aging of the thymus or the aging of the T cells, they can cause the whole body aging. So a lot of inflammatory factors are really contributing a lot for the whole body aging. So this is, I think, it's a really important area, but still we are quite naive in this field. I think a lot of things we need to do. And another point probably we have to understand, how aging or how aging-related changes in the immune system, like T cell senescence or the decline metabolic fitness, how they contribute to whole body aging, and also how the T cell aging or T cell senescence they are connected to cancer development or even resistance to the immunotherapy, right? So we don't know. We don't know the exactly how they contribute, and also probably how the aging like immune microenvironment they shape the tumor and immune interactions. This is also largely unknown. And so I think these are quite important directions. Probably the scientists they could really carry out to this field. And for the journal, and I think this is a good combination of aging and cancer research and treatment. So I think we have to really continue to support like interdisciplinary work which really solves the key problems in the aging field or in the cancer field, like cancer development, like metastasis, or even treatment with the cutting edge technologies. I think this is the future direction. And also, if we want to improve the impact of the journal, we have to really keep high profile editorial board members. This is very important. And also we have to keep a high standard for publishing at our journal. The reputation is also very important. If you publish very important, significant studies, and then you gain reputation, and then the journal is moving well, and then you attract more attention to receive more high standard studies. That's it, I think. Yeah.